Okay, today I'm going to show you one of my favorite carry guns that I refinished. It is my Colt Officer's Model 1911. It is a Mark IV Series 80 1911, and like I say, it is the officer's model. That means it has the 3.5-inch barrel and the shorter grip frame. Makes it a very easy to carry gun, a little less to stick out from underneath your cover garment and a little less to make it bulge at the top. So it makes it a very easy carry gun. 1911s are known to be simple, slim profiled, easy to carry guns. This is no exception. This is a more base 1911, just has the simple sights, has the single-sided, more flush mounted thumb safety, which I prefer. They don't poke you as much when you're carrying them. Has the simple ducktail style grip safety, which I know the beaver tail grip safeties are more in vogue these days, but I actually prefer the ducktail just because I'm more of a traditionalist and it has a more traditional look, more classic look shape to it. I like that. I have guns that have both the ducktail and the beaver tail, and I actually just prefer the looks of these. They both function great, but I like the looks of these better. Haven't made a lot of changes to this gun other than refinishing it. I did change out the trigger to a skeletonized trigger. I did add a 7-round Chip McCormick magazine to have an extra round in it. And I did change out the grips. Now if you look at these grips, these are some of the best fitting grips I've ever had for a 1911. I ordered these from a guy on one of the gun forums. His handle is Sarge43. He's got a website called thefinergrain.com. I've paid 4 times this for grips before, and these are the best 1911 grips I've ever had as far as fit and finish. If you want a pair of grips, thefinergrain.com, go there first and foremost. I've bought a lot, and after a lot of experience, I can just easily say, best grips. Getting back to the gun, like I say, when I got it, it was a little worn out, not shot out wise. Just the finish was just bad. It looked like it hadn't been shot much, but it looked like it had been pocket carried and someone had carried their keys in their pocket with it. If you pocket carry, don't do that. You'll tear your gun to pieces. The gun was really scratched up, both on the slide and the grip frame. The matte finishes had worn flat, worn shiny from the fabric of the pocket rubbing against them constantly, which is common. A lot of idiot marks. This gun had a lot of idiot marks around the trigger. I've got a picture that shows that. Hopefully I'll be able to put that in here and show that to you, where it shows how badly that was nicked up. Anyone who has 1911 knows what the idiot marks are. Those are from someone disassembling and reassembling the gun that has no clue what they're doing, and they just tear it up pretty bad with the slide stop while they're trying to put it back in. All I did to it to get the scratches out was I took some 400 grit sandpaper, wet dry sandpaper with some oil on it, sanded out the scratches, the nicks, resurfaced the area around the trigger guard. Had to take a little bit, tiny bit of steel off, but you can't tell. The trick is just doing it evenly. Looks like it's brand new now. Turned out pretty good. Once I got all the scratches out of it, I just took a cheap sandblaster I bought from Home Depot, used a garnet mix, blasted the whole gun down. Then once it was matte, it was back to the factory matte finish on the fronts of the slide and the top of the slide and stuff. I just took more of the sandpaper, polished out the flat surfaces on the gun with a straight edge, used that to keep my lines good, to give it a good brushed finish. Once that was all buffed back out, then I just took some synthetic steel wool pads. Don't use real steel wool, just use synthetic. The real steel wool can cause a pitting issue. Took the 4.0 steel or 3.0 steel wool synthetic pads, buffed the slides back out to a brushed finish, and you end up with a gun that looks like it's almost brand new. The only wear on the gun now, I would say, is a little sight wear, a little color wear on the sights. You can't do much about that if you're going to carry the gun, because that's just going to happen. They just wear off. You can re-blue them or you can replace them, but you'd be doing it all the time. I'm pretty anal and it doesn't bother me. So if that bothers you, you probably don't want to carry a gun that has black sights on it. Get you one with some stainless sights or something. Like I say, got it in pretty rough condition, so I didn't pay much for it. Saved quite a bit of money buying it that way. Once I refinished it, it's, like I say, probably a 98-99% gun now. Mechanically, it was great. That's your biggest issue. Make sure your gun has good mechanics. Or if there is a part that's gone bad on it, make sure it's one you can replace easily. Because if it's just cosmetic issues and you're buying a stainless gun, I mean, you can make it look like brand new at home with probably investing $50 in materials to do 100 guns. You know, so figure that out. That's 50 cents a gun. to do it. If you count your bead blasting material, I think I paid $20 for a bag of that, and that would probably do at least 100 guns. So that's probably like another, 50 cents or so per gun to do that. So, a couple bucks and you're refinishing guns. The sandpaper is actually the most expensive part. Just a little time and some elbow grease and you've got a brand new looking gun again.